Hello, and here we are with Kona. So, this is a game developed by Parabole or Parabole. Not quite sure how you pronounce that. Sounds a bit like parable. Not sure if it's a similar meaning word, but anyway, developed by they are a Canadian studio, Parabole, and I believe this game is set in Canada, in Quebec, in the countryside. I think as you can see here, the snowy countryside is our setting. So this is a first-person walking simulator type adventure game. I think with some survival elements. I'm not sure if there's any combat. I don't think there's going to be. I think it's all pretty much mystery. And so I've played a few walking sim type games in the past, and I myself really like them. I think funnily enough, I often find the first person perspective for a shooter, I don't know, I can't always get into that, and I find it makes me a little bit motion sickness, a bit dizzy after a little bit, especially if the field of view is low, but often the slower pace of these, just story-driven adventure games in first person is something that I prefer, and I find works really well in first person. I suppose what I'm trying to say is when there's more action, I think third person fits better for me. With the story for this, all I know from a bit of testing that I did was we are a private investigator, our main character, and that is it. I kind of want to go into this fairly blind and discover everything the game has to offer, so it's all new, all a mystery to me. And it just looks very interesting. It looks very good. It's running very well from what I've seen on the Switch. It looks really nice, and I am definitely intrigued as to the story of this. So, looking at the options, so I've adjusted the audio because there is a narrator and his speech seems to be very quiet, so I've just turned down the music and the SFX to 85, and then funnily enough there is a setting here for narration frequency where you can have important only or all, so I think I'm going to stick with all. I've never seen that before, not quite sure why, just important only, I suppose for if people do not like the narration, I guess. And here we've got, so I've noticed the camera sensitivity seemed to be a little high, so I've turned that down to 40, and everything else I've left just as is. So we'll kind of see how we go if I need to change that. Thankfully there is a field of view option, which is always great to see, especially on console, and so 75 seems good, so stick with that for now. I may raise that up to 80. I'll see how I find it. And that is more or less it. So I think we're going to be pretty much soon ready to go. I'll pick up in the next video. I'm just thinking now, this music kind of reminds me of the intros of the Silent Hill games, or at least the classic ones. It's kind of that kind of style of music, which I've always found is not used so much actually. This kind of guitar sort of, I guess, what is this, soft rock kind of music for an intro, at least on games I've played. Other than Silent Hill, it's always been more of a classical, traditional soundtrack, kind of epic on the menu, or maybe just electronic or something. But this style is a little different, so it's quite nice to be reminded of the Silent Hill games. I'm talking the classic ones, like 2 and 3. So yeah, I think that's enough. All I have to say for now before we get started. So I will see you in the next video, I hope, as we begin our adventure in Kona. See you then.